Welcome to the Companion Chapel Everyday Bible Study broadcast. My name is Mike, coming to you from the Great Lakes area of beautiful Ontario, Canada, on this gorgeous Thursday, September 19th, 2024. Coming right up, it is Genesis chapter 4. Don't you dare miss it. We're going to do chapter 4, 5, 6. Turn with me in your Bibles to Genesis chapter 4. And while you're doing that, please first consider your part in the many-member body of Christ. Companion Chapel is a registered nonprofit ministry. Whatever God-given talent you have, God expects you to use it in the many-member body of Christ. Go to companionchapel.com and give what you can today. Here we are, Genesis chapter 4. And Adam knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. God allowed it. God allowed Satan's seed to grow. And she bare again his brother Abel. God allowed it. God allowed Satan's seed to grow. And Abel was a keeper of the sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. These two were twins, okay? They were twins, straight up twins. I'm not going to try and explain this in the Hebrew. I'm just going to read it. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel also brought the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel also brought the fruit of the first flock and the fat thereof, and his Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But to Cain he had no respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. So we have two offerings here, one from Abel and one from Cain. What happened? And the Lord said unto Cain, Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? And if thou didst well, should not thou be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be your desire, and shall rule over him. Chapter 7, verse 7. And Cain talked with Abel. Now, there's a big thing here in verse 7 here. You know, if you choose not to do the right thing, sin lieth at the door, and your desires and longings shall rule over you. What are you going to choose to do? Here's the curse on Cain. I refer to this all the time. Genesis 4:7. The curse on Cain. Here it is. Is he going to choose the right thing or not choose the right thing? Is he going to think about his 120 years, or is he going to think about infinity? And some people just can't get over that. So Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass, as they were in the field, that Cain rose up against his brother and slew him. Enmity starts right there. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I don't know, man. I'm not thy brother's keeper. And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. That's Abel's potential offspring. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which has opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. Verse 12 of Genesis 4. And when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto her strength. It's not going to give it up, man. That's all that he's saying here. A fugitive and a vagabond shall be in the earth. Okay, there's a curse on Kenites even unto today. And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from the face I shall be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall want to slay me. That's what he's saying. He's not, are you kidding me? Are you gonna put that on me? And the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be upon him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. That day, let's tie this together, verse 14 to verse 16, that day, that very day, the presence of the Lord. And Cain knew his wife. Okay, let's go down to Cain's genealogy here. And she conceived and bare Enoch, and he builded a city which he named it after his name Enoch. And Enoch was born Irad, and Irad begat Mehujael, and Mehujael begat Methuselah, and Methuselah begat Lamech, not Adam's dad. Let's just keep this clear. And Lamech took unto him two wives, and the name of one was Ada, and the name of the other was Zillah. And Ada bare Jael. He was the father of such that dwell in tents, and such have cattle. He was the father of such that have cattle. So he could say, how many cattle do you have? Because there's a curse on him. Oh, they can middle the deals all day long, but they can't ever be out there doing it. Can you see it? And his brother's name was Jubal, and he was a father of all such things as Handel, the harp, and the organ. Do you understand that? Okay, so where do you see these people today? And we praying for these people constantly. And Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artifice in brass and iron. And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. And Naamah and Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voices. So I read that incorrectly. Lamah said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice. You wives of Lamech, hear unto my speech. For I have slain a man to my wounding, a young man to my hurt. And if Cain be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. Jeremiah 35:19. Check it out. Okay, now here we go with, that was from 17 to 24. Now here at 25. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For God saith, He hath appointed me another seed of Abel, who Cain slew. Cain is not in the genealogy of Adam. Here, Chronicles or Luke. And Seth also said there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Okay, Enos kind of, it's not very good, but it doesn't matter, who cares? And began to call upon the name of the Lord. This is the book of the generation of Adam. In the day that God created man in the likeness of God, God made him. Male and female, God created them and blessed them and called their name Adam. Okay, this is a choppy part of the Bible, so just hold up with me. And male and female he created them and blessed them and called their name Adam in the day that they were created. That 6-day man without the article. That's just a man. Man. Okay? And Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness after his image. And he called his name Seth. And the days of Adam, after he had begotten Seth, were 800 years. And he begot sons and daughters. And all the days Adam lived were 930 years. Okay, now just watch, because there's an important little plug here coming up. It's at the very end, so I'll just point it out to you when we get there. And Seth lived 105 years and begot Enos. And Seth lived after he begot Enos 807 years, and he begot sons and daughters, and all the days of Seth were 912 years. And Enos lived 9 years and begot Canaan. And Enos lived after he begot Canaan 815 years, and he begot the daughters and sons. And all the days of Enos were 905 years, and he died. And Canaan lived 70 years and begot Meladid. And Canaan lived after he begot Meladid 840 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalalel lived 605 years and begot Jared. And okay, I'm past the dicey part, just so you know. And Meladid lived after he begot Jared 830 years, and he begot daughters and sons. And all the days of Meladid were 895, and he died. 895, and he died. And Jared lived 162 years, and he begot Enoch. And Jared lived after he begot Enoch 800, and he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. 962 for Jared. And Enoch lived 65 years and begot Methuselah. And Enoch walked with God after he begot Methuselah 300 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with God. Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. God did not allow Enoch to be taken from these people. Who else was that? I forget. It doesn't matter. It was Enoch and some other people. Doesn't matter. It was only 2 other people. And Methuselah lived 887 years, 870 years, and begot Lamech. So there's your champ there, Methuselah. And Methuselah lived after he begot Lamech 782 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 909, and he died. 909 years. So we have Enoch and Methuselah, and Lamech lived 180 years, 182 years, and he begot a son, and he that called his name Noah, this is him, this is the Lamech, him that called his name Noah, saying, this same shall comfort you, and comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed. And Lamech lived after he begot Noah 505 years, and begot sons and daughters. And the days of Lamech were 770 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Okay, so there you have it. There's the whole listing for Genesis chapter 5 of how we got up to here. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. Okay, now this is from here to verse 8. So let's separate this a little bit. It came to pass when men, and this word men is, okay, it doesn't matter, began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God, that's angels, saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives, of which they all chose. This is really important because this is isolated, and I'm going to continue to say that. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. So he's shortening the days here on mankind. And there were giants in the earth in those days. This word giants is Nephilim. And after that, after those days also, when the sons of God, angels, came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children unto them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. There's a key there. You see the key going on. Not only was their daughters here in this isolated flood, and I'm going to point that out continually. Where was it? Just look on a map and you'll see. Where is the only place where there are 6 rivers flowing inland? And of course they've been rerouted now, but I'm just saying. And God saw the wickedness of man. It was great. It was great in the earth, and every imagination of thoughts of his heart were only evilly continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. You know, flesh man being pumped up. You know what? It doesn't matter. And the Lord said, I will destroy man who I have created from the face of the earth, but man and beasts and creepy things and fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. He found grace. It wasn't then he found grace. Go back to 6 and walk your way down to 8. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, do you see that? There's a pattern here. This is the pattern of the localized flood. Okay, and the localized flood was in the Turan lowlands of Uzbekistan. These are the generations of Noah. So we're going to go through some generations here. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. And Noah walked with God. He kept perfect pedigree. He didn't mix races. Okay, so let's just leave that at that. He kept a perfect pedigree without blemish to his pedigree. All right, we'll just leave that at that. And Noah begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And the earth was was corrupt before God, and the earth was full of violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted itself in his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, the earth of the flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence throughout them. And behold, I will destroy them from the earth. Make thee an ark. Make thee an ark of a gopher wood. Rooms thou shalt make the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without the pitch. Okay, so he's just saying, listen, man, get a piece of freaking wood and pitch it up, and let's see if you can pitch, pitch 3. Okay, he goes over 3. And in this fashion, which thou shalt make of it, the length of the ark shall be 800 cubits, 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. And a window shalt thou make to the ark in the cubit, that thou shalt finish it all above, and the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side, with the lower, second, and third stories. And behold, I will do a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh wherein this breath of life, from under the heaven and everything that is on the earth. But with thee will I establish my covenant, that thou shalt come into the ark, and thou shalt have sons, daughters, wives, everything. And of every living thing of the flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark. Keep them alive with thee. They shall be made male and female, 2 of everything in this localized area. Obviously, it's not the whole world, because everything around is writing about this, right? Of fowls of other kind, and of the cattle, and every creepy thing of the earth, and of his kind, 2 of them shall come into thee, and keep them alive. And take with thee unto the flood that is eaten. There shall be gathered to it, and shall be for food for thee, for them. Thus Noah did according to God, and all that he commanded him. Isn't that just the greatest thing? We're only at 17 minutes. Let's try and pump out another 10 here. And the Lord said unto Noah, come and all thy house into the ark, for thee I have seen righteous before me, and in this generation. Listen, man, I can see that you're trying real freaking hard, and I really appreciate it, says God. Right? So let's just keep it up here. Of every clean beast thou shalt take this 3. Okay, so now as he's building the ark, and you see this coming together, I've seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou hast take to this thee by 7s, the male and his female. Of a beast that are not clean by 2, the male and his female. And of the fowls of air by 7s, and the male and the female, and to keep the seed alive on the face of the earth. For it is yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days, 40 nights. And every living substance that I have made, I will destroy from off the face of the earth. Do you understand what's being said here? And Noah did according to all that the Lord commanded him. He obeyed God. Thank you, Noah. And Noah was 600 years old when the floods of the water came upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons, and his wives, and his sons with him, into the ark, because of the waters of the flood. It was a localized freaking flood, man. Of clean beasts, of beasts that are not clean, of fowls, of everything that creepeth upon the earth. And there went in 2, and 2 unto Noah, and the ark, and the male and the female, as God had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth, in the 600th year of the Noah's life, in the 7th month, 600th year, 2nd month, 17th day of the month. The same are all of the same day were all the foundations of the deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. And there we have it. And the rain was on the earth 40 nights. And the selfsame day entered Noah, and Shem and Ham and Japheth, and the sons of Noah, and the 3 wives, unto the ark. And they had every living creature with them, all the cattle after their kind, every creeping thing after its kind, and every fowl after its kind, and every bird of every sort. And they went in, and Noah and the ark, and 2 of all the flesh were in the breath of life. And they came in, and went in the male and female, all the flesh which had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. He just sealed it up. God just sealed it. Okay, here you go. And the flood was 40 days and 40 nights upon the earth, and waters increased and bare up the ark. And there you have it. The ark's up in the air. It's got no freaking thing on it. It's just a freaking ark, right? And the waters prevailed and were increasingly great upon the earth, and the ark went up. It just went straight the freak up. And God remembered, and the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered, and all the flesh died that moved upon the earth, both fowl, cattle, beasts. This word beast just means living things. And of every creepy thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man. And all whose nostrils were the breath of life, of all that was in that dry land, died. And every substance, every living substance was destroyed, which was on the face of the ground. Both man, cattle, creepy things, and fowls of the air, and they were destroyed from the earth, and Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. And the waters prevailed. The waters prevailed on the earth 505 days. Isn't that just the greatest thing? I think that's going to be it for today. I hope we're at 25 minutes. We're at 21 minutes, so let's just keep going here. And I wasn't really expecting to do anything more, but if there's anything you would like to talk about, please write it down, and we'll get to it. Okay, and God remembered Noah and every living thing and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. They assuaged. So he couldn't use the same word as down below where it says something else, I forget. But anyways, assuaged just means went down. And the fountains also of the deep and the windows of the heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. That's good. And the waters returned from off the earth continually. And after the end of 150 days, the waters were abated. And the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, upon the mount of Ararat. Isn't that just the greatest name? Mount Ararat. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. And in the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark, which he had made, and he sent forth a raven, which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. Isn't that just awesome? It doesn't say the raven came back. It just says he went to and fro till the waters were dried up off the earth. Isn't that just the greatest thing? And then also he sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the earth. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned unto him, unto the ark. For the waters were the face of the whole earth. And then he put forth his hand, and took her, and pulled her into the ark. So the raven didn't come back, and the dove did. So what's he thinking here? Well, I'm doing some thinking here. Let me see. And lo, he stayed yet another 7 days, and again he sent the dove out of the ark. And the dove came to him on the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from the earth. Isn't that just the awesome thing? There's your key there. It was a localized flood. Because how long does it take for a freaking olive branch to freaking grow and freaking give a branch? Like, are you kidding me? And he stayed. The thing stayed. And he stayed. And he just did what he had to do. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him any more. There's your key again. It was a localized flood, and you can see it in the Turin lowlands over there. And guess what else is over there? It's called the Ark, or the dig thing. Ark of the freaking covenant, named Seth. Seth of the covenant. And it came to pass, it's a freaking well. And it came to pass yet the other 7 days, and set forth a dove, and would return not again unto him. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the 1st month, on the 1st day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face was ground, and it was dry. And in the 2nd month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the earth dried. And God spake unto Noah, saying, hey, way to go, man. You did it. Go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife, and thy sons wives with thee, and bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee, of the flesh, fowl, cattle, every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that may breed abundantly upon the earth, to be fruitful and multiply on the earth. And Noah went forth, and his sons and his wife and his daughters and his wife's daughters, every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl, of whatsoever creepeth upon the earth, after the kinds, went forth out of the ark. Isn't that just awesome? And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord, and he took every clean beast out of the altar, every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a sweet savor, and the Lord saith in his heart, I will not again curse the ground for any more for man's sake. For the imagination of the man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more things that are living, as I have done. While the earth remaineth, and seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night, I am not going to come down there and destroy shit. It's going to play itself out. One day with the Lord is 1,000 years. And it's going to play itself out. Isn't that just the greatest thing? Well, I want to give very much thanks to everybody who's watching, and thanks to people who are listening. And we'll just leave that at that. If I've helped you, please help me keep bringing these to you. The Companion Chapel is a registered nonprofit